Well, in a world of a bunch of want-to-bes and never-weres, sometimes you get some really, really significant people at a significant time. Welcome back to the Fight Guys. I'm Eric Apple, and today, one of the smoothest brothers I know is on the show, coming to us from Vegas, Jason Manley. Welcome, brother.
Thanks for having me, brother. Appreciate it.
It's been a long time since we've had a chance to see each other. I want the world to know, first of all, you're probably I don't know about probably. I would say you are the most advanced jiu-jitsu coach I've ever been in the room with. Taught me a lot of really good stuff. And I know you're doing the same to a lot of other people out there in Vegas now, right?
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it, man. Yeah. Still doing the same old, man. Grappling and getting these guys ready for fights, man. It's a blessing.
Tell everybody exactly what your title or position is out there in Vegas.
Man, I don't know what my official title would be, but I work with fighters, a bunch of UFC fighters and non-UFC athletes, PFL and, whatever organization tough enough, wherever they're fighting. I work with athletes to improve their fight game. So I don't work for any particular gym or organization. A lot of people think I work for the UFC because I'm training out of there every day, but I work with the individual athletes. So, if, I meet someone or someone reaches out to me and, they're interested in working together, my whole thing is just, come in and let's train and see if we vibe and connect and, see things the same and we're on the same page. And then we'll from there, we'll always figure it out. So my I guess specific title would be coach.
I thought you were tied in specifically with Xtreme Couture for some reason.
Oh, so I'm at Xtreme Couture a lot because I have a lot of my guys train out of Xtreme Couture, and I'm there. I just left there actually. I'm there to go watch them spar and do all that stuff. At least a couple times a week. But I have a bunch of athletes that don't train there also too. So I have guys that train at Syndicate and Black Cobra and everywhere. So that's why I'm at the UFC PI a lot because it's kind of like a neutral ground. So guys that train at rival gyms or not rival gyms, everybody just can come there and train, and there's no affiliation or anything like that.
It seems like, and are you out there at Xtreme Couture crisscrossing with the with our friend, the least controversial man in MMA, Jake Shields?
Our dear friend, man. I just saw Jake earlier today too. I see Jake, all the time, and he's Jake's everywhere. Like, so he'll be here. I think he coaches a class at Xtreme, or he did. I don't think he's coaching right now. But he's like, 1 week he's in Chicago, and the next week he's in another country somewhere. So yeah, but I always see him here doing his thing, and he's got a good group of guys too that he helps out.
I love him. Tell us about some of the bigger names that you're coaching out there, because I know you're working with a lot of big names.
Well, I would say probably the most popular right now is also a very uncontroversial guy, in Sean Strickland. So he's the next fight coming up May 6th. I'm working with him, and then I've got Zhang Mingyang, the big light heavyweight Chinese guy. He's fighting in Macau. I got Alex Perez also fighting on that card in Macau. Then after that, I've got Edmond Shahbazyan, who's fighting Brendan Allen the following week or 2 weeks after. He fights in the following week. Yeah, he fights in Vegas. And then I also have Jordan Levitt, who fights on that same card with Edmond also. We got a bunch of killers. We got Evan Elder, who should be fighting around that time as well. We got a bunch of killers in the room. Rachel, my girl, Rachel Cummins, is doing the ADCC trials next week.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we got a couple other guys doing it too. So Yeah, we just got a room full of people, dedicated killers working hard and reaching for that for their goals. So it's always great to be around people like that.
Would you say that Las Vegas is still kind of holding it down as the fight capital? I mean, it kind of flows around. I know a lot of attention gets put on South Florida, but man, with the PI being in Vegas, I think the focus has got to be on Las Vegas once again, right?
It's Vegas 100%. So for a while, Cali was the place, and I think us Californians being from there, like you kind of take it for granted, the expense of California. I think when that, you had that whole wave of people coming to California to train and, it being very expensive to them. To us, it's just, it's just what it is. You don't really think of it as expensive. But I think when those guys started retiring or getting older, a lot of them just moved out of California, Yeah. And I think during COVID was the big thing. Like a ton of people, even me, like I came here not even with the idea of moving here, just to get away because it was open and that sort of thing. And just a ton of fighters, maybe they were doing the same, but a bunch of fighters ended up moving here during that time. So you have so many bodies here. And of course you have the PI. So for fighters, you got free food, you got free PT, you got strength and conditioning. You have everything you need here. And you don't have traffic. Everything is close. It's just super easy to live here. And there's just so many bodies. There's so many other training partners to have here. So I don't think Florida compares at all to Vegas in terms of
it doesn't sound like you're regretting the move at all.
I'm not, because listen, when I was in Cali, I was driving from Newport to Burbank for training because we had a gym, we had a partnership, and we had a gym with Muscle Farm.
Yep.
And it was an amazing gym, massive, 50,000 square foot space, everything we needed. We have rings and cages and weights and DEXA scans and everything you possibly need. But you're still driving an hour and a half if you're lucky and you don't hit traffic. Yeah. So if you hit traffic, you might as well just stay till 7, 8 o'clock, bro. Yeah, that's when you're getting home. So coming here and just, I live 5 minutes from the PI. So just driving down the street, it's like, and I don't have to just be at the gym all day. Like I can be like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go home and come back because I live here, and I don't have to fight traffic. So it's easy to be in Vegas. And also, if a lot of guys here too. A lot of guys get signed short notice. They get into the UFC or they get fights just because they're here. And somebody doesn't make weight or something happens. It's like, oh, we need somebody. Well, we got somebody right here, right?
Yeah,
that happens all the time. So you get a lot of opportunities being in Vegas that you wouldn't get, otherwise.
So let's talk specifics. I mean, I know you mentioned a lot of your fighters. One guy that, I'm here in Newport, Back Bay, Newport, Irvine area. I'm seeing Mr. Chimaev left and right all over my neighborhood, which is kind of weird. He doesn't really fit in the Newport Beach scene. But how do you solve that type of suppressive, smothering, wrestling with Sean Strickland? I know Sean has always been known as a pretty good scrambler, a guy that can get up pretty well. What do you do against someone like Khamzat?
Well, without giving away any specific strategy, I would say number one is you have to have guys that can give you those looks. And I think we're fortunate enough that we might have a couple guys that can replicate that style. Because, first and foremost, it has to do with understanding that style. I think a lot of people look at it and they think they know what they're seeing, but in reality, they don't. Do
you call it folk style wrestling? What do you call that style of wrestling?
I don't even call it wrestling. And the reason why I don't call it wrestling is because when you have a wrestler or you have a jiu-jitsu guy and they're just good at that, it's very easy to categorize them and say, okay, this guy's good at wrestling and this guy's a jiu-jitsu guy. But Chimaev is a complete grappler, meaning if you put him on the mat and he's doing jiu-jitsu, He's going to be very competent, whether he's on top, whether he's on bottom, where he's in any position. Same if you put him on the wall and you tell him, oh, we're doing Greco only, or we're doing folk style, or we're doing freestyle, or we're doing judo. He's not going to be a fish out of water in any grappling situation because he understands all of it, right? So, I think he's what I call a complete grappler. And I think that's the most difficult thing for people to deal with because they're used to categorizing guys and saying, oh, he's gonna wrestle or he's gonna do that. But when you look at his style and how he approaches it, he takes from a lot of different disciplines and mixes it all together extremely well. So you can't just like if you get a wrestler on your back, it's very easy to defend this. But now you get somebody that has very high level wrestling, and he rides very well and can hold you down very well. But he also is a submission threat from everywhere. Like that is just a different type of individual. So,
do you expect Khamzat to fight the same way they did the last two fights, kind of like just control status, not really looking for a lot of damage? You think he's going to do the same thing?
Yeah. I think he fought the smart way to fight, which is very conservative and not giving Dricus opportunity. And I think unless he sees something that makes him think that he doesn't have to be as conservative, I think he'll fight the same way, which I think is going to be harder. Like if he fights super conservative, there's less opportunity. But I think he has more to his game than what he showed there, and he just played it very conservative, which and smart too, obviously, because Dricus can be very unpredictable. But I think
plus the first title fight, right? It's not easy. The first time you have 5-round fight, it's for a belt. You're like, whoa, this is a little bit different, and then you just say, I just want to win. I don't care how I do it.
For sure, and I don't think
Sean's not going to experience that.
No, I don't think so. But I think there's more danger that he didn't show in that fight that's there that you still have to prepare for. And you still have to if you end up in that situation where it's like you're down a few rounds and you're just getting smothered, like you can't just ride it out and just take the L. You've got to you have to take more risk and create opportunity for yourself. So I think you got to prepare for that Chimaev, and then you also have to prepare for the Chimaev that we used to see, where he's trying to get you out of there in the first 30 seconds.
Let me switch it up a little bit. Have you cornered alongside Sean? Because I've seen him corner and heard him, and I think he might be the funniest cornerman I've ever seen.
Brother. I have. And I'll say this. He was barefoot. Wasn't wearing any shoes. It was a short notice fight for one of the guys here. And it was a war. A guy ended up losing. And after the fight, Sean was kind of like, tell him how, it was a war. It was an entertaining fight. But he was expressing to him repeatedly how even though he feels good now, a few hours from now, you're going to feel like shit. You're going to be, and I quote, you're gonna want to kill yourself. you're extremely concussed, and a few hours from now, you're gonna want to jump off a bridge. And he reiterated this over and over again, and then asked them, "Hey, are you going home alone? You got somebody with you? Yeah, because you want to make sure you wake up." He said this in front of the doctors and the UFC medical staff, and I'm like, bro, what are we doing here, brother? He must have said it 10 times, telling him how he's gonna feel like killing himself, and he might not feel terrible right now, but he's gonna feel horrible in a few hours. Like, bro, it was the craziest thing. But he's like a throwback. bro, the guy, there is nothing he won't say.
It's like I think I've noticed he's worse than me.
You will hear the bro. Oh yes, bro. Like, bro, because you might want to say something, but you'll actually think about it and be like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't say that. Sean doesn't have that like delay from like thought to words is immediate. And people talk about the stuff he says in interviews, bro. If you hear him just in the gym, bro, the stuff he says, oh, he's a wild dude.
He's classic. He's like a throwback to like, I mean, people forget. I mean, nowadays, and I talk about this with a lot of guests, and I wonder if you agree. I feel like nowadays we are dealing with a bunch of athletes who are choosing to fight, but our generation, we were fighters. Like we were there to hurt somebody in front of our friends and feel good about it. Nowadays we have guys that are just very athletic, and this is a pathway for them.
Yeah, it's a sport, you know, and it's funny because I was just having this conversation with somebody. We're talking about like jiu-jitsu and how like we hate jiu-jitsu. But back in our day, it's like I don't even know. Like I never like I wanted to fight and like, you know, do MMA and all that, but like I never chose, like when I started fighting, it wasn't like a choice I made, like, oh, I'm gonna book a fight. Back then, like if you were doing jiu-jitsu, like you fought. And you wasn't like, hey, I'm thinking about a fight, coach. No, it was like, hey, like train hard this week because you're fighting. Like they would just throw you in fights, bro. You would just everybody that I trained with coming up, bro, everybody I know that trained with me, they all have fights. There's not one of them. And they didn't choose to be like half of them did not want to fight at all. But it's like, no, bro, you're training, you're gonna fight. Like you don't get to choose, like you're gonna be a fighter. Like you're training in the gym. Like this is what if you do jiu-jitsu, you fight. That's what you do. So now it's like totally, it's like a different sport. Like you got like jiu-jitsu community, and they mostly just do jiu-jitsu. They don't even train like, you know, MMA. So no, I agree 100%, dude. It was the same with like when you look at like Nick and Nate, like people would talk about like you know, I was having this conversation with somebody too about them fighting, and I was explaining to them like, bro, they wanted to win, but the whole goal wasn't to win. Like they weren't strategizing how they could beat somebody. Like they wanted to fight. So they would go into a professional UFC bout like it was like you were in the gym together and you were trying to prove who was better at whatever discipline. So like they were going to, like when Nick fought Lawler, it was like he was going into that fight like wanting to box Robbie Lawler when nobody on the planet they didn't even want to fight him, right? And Nick was just known as a jiu-jitsu guy at the time, but he was like
trying to
intent on not doing any jiu-jitsu. It's like, no, I want to fight and I want to see who is a better fighter. And in his mind, like he couldn't do that, like taking the easy path, you know? So yeah, I agree 100%, man. Different mentality.
Speaking of Nick and Nate, Nick has been running around in Vegas. How is our boy?
Bro, he's good, man. Much better, I think, than he was previously.
Well, yeah, of course.
Man. I spoke to him briefly not too long ago. I think he's up in Stockton now too for a bit. I don't know how long he's there, but
I think it's better that he stays out of Vegas altogether.
Yeah, dude.
A lot of temptations.
You know, a lot. So I think it's good. Nate's up there too, so hopefully he gets back in the gym and gets training. And Nate's got that fight coming up too, so it'd be good for him. Yeah, man. I just hope, you know, we trained together not too long before he had left, and bro, he's still got it, still the same Nick. So yeah, I'm happy to see him back. You know.
Well, listen, I'm stoked to have you on to catch up. We're about 20 minutes right now. I don't want to take too much of your daddy time because I know you enjoy it just like I do. But Jason, maybe we'll have you on after you guys get that belt, you and Strickland together. How's that sound?
100%, man. I'll Strickland will probably throw the belt in the trash or in his garage. So I'll like pick it up and bring it. I'm dead serious. His black belt, threw it away. It was like in his garage. He just like threw it away. It's like, what am I gonna? I'm never gonna wear this. Threw it away. His the belt he won in the Adesanya fight, bro. It's like in his garage on the floor somewhere, like in a pile of a pile of junk somewhere. Like crazy. So, he doesn't care. So yeah, man. I'm sure he won't mind if I snag it up and bring it on.
We can add it to my my belts behind me, the total combat championship of the world and the gladiator challenge championship of the world.
It's a world championship, baby. Hey, it's better than the IBJJF podium pick, bro.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for checking us out.
I appreciate it, my brother. Thank you for having me, man. And I'll see you after the fight.
Jason, you're the man. We'll see you after the championship fight. Thanks for checking us out here on The Fight Guys with Eric Apple. We'll be back next week with another super interesting and very relevant guest like we had here today. Talk to you later.